So let's start for the quarterback position. I got our new title. It's no. Everybody says start 'em, sit 'em, things like that. Start, sits. I said start that man. Start that man, Derek Carr. Subscribe.
Yeah,
Week 9.
Start that man, Derek Carr. I like this matchup. Coming off a bye, they're going to be on the road against the Giants in New York. But I mean, Derek Carr was hot like Hansel. 300 or more passing yards in 5 of the 7 games so far. He's averaging the 10th most pass attempts, the 10th best completion percentage. I know he loses Henry Ruggs. It's unfortunate what happened with Henry Ruggs and the fatal car accident he had out here in Las Vegas. But getting a healthy Darren Waller back, Hunter Renfrow has been pretty solid. So, yeah, I like Derek Carr in this matchup. He's also top 5 in deep ball attempts with the 7th best deep ball completion percentage. So I think you could do worse than starting Derek Carr, especially with some of these quarterbacks that are on bye if you're trying to fill in like a spot for Brady.
Yeah, Derek Carr is he's been solid. He's been able to finish like as a top tier receiver in a decent amount of weeks.
Yeah, because he catches all his balls.
Yeah, he throws those balls and they catch them real good. Start that man, Derek Carr.
One thing I like about Carr is if you are like kind of a streaming player, I'm trying to pull up a schedule. He has a pretty juicy schedule coming up. He's someone that you could potentially stream this week and might be able to use him, I think, 2 or 3 out of the next 4 weeks. I know he has a pretty good schedule going forward, Derek Carr.
Yeah. That's dope. That's nice. Do you want me to pull it up?
Yeah, if you'd like to, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I'll pull that up while we move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Let's go to start that man. Of course we do. We got Tua Tagovailoa. We talk about him every podcast. This is the Tua Show with Tua's favorite boy of all time,
with
Tyler Rivas.
Tua's biggest fans.
Tua. That was good, dude.
That was good. That was money, huh?
That was money.
I was like Hansel.
Yeah. But, yeah, I like Tua this week as well. Like I was saying it before with the whole Deshaun Watson thing, obviously you're getting an upgrade if the Dolphins did make that trade to get Deshaun Watson, but I didn't think it was going to solve all the other issues that Miami was having throughout the season and on their team. I still think Tua is doing pretty good for what he's been dealt so far. I mean, since he's been returning 3 weeks ago, he's the 4th highest graded quarterback. He has the 3rd most passing yards, and he's got a 75% completion percentage, which is the 3rd highest in the last 3 weeks. He gets a money matchup this week against the Houston Texans. They're going to be at home. Texans, a bottom 10 passing D. They've allowed 8.6 yards per pass. That is the 3rd worst, and it helps to get a guy like Devontae Parker back as long as he's healthy on the field. We saw what Devontae Parker could do last week. I think he had like 8 catches, 85 yards or something like that. So just another weapon, paired up with Gesicki, Waddle, and then, if they can just utilize Gaskin and even Savon Ahmed out of the backfield. Miami as well, I think they're one of the pass happiest offenses in the NFL. They might be the pass happiest offense in the NFL. Don't quote me on that, but I know they're like top 3 in terms of like their pass rate percentage compared to the run game. So, yeah, I like me some Tua this week in a game where, I don't want to say it's a must-win because I don't think they make the playoffs, but it's basically a must-win for them. If they lose at home against the Texans, then who knows what can happen with this team.
I would, if I was this team personified, I would castrate myself if we lost to the Texans. If I was a Dolphins fan, or if I was the Dolphins personified as one human.
So you might be on this podcast alone next week.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I want to say for Raiders' schedule, you got the Giants this week, but then you got the Chiefs, Bengals, then the Cowboys, then Washington, then the Chiefs again.
It's a decent little stretch.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, just sometimes when I'm streaming,
I think the Chiefs, that's all good.
Yeah, I look for quarterbacks that I could potentially keep on, like Carson Wentz I picked up a few weeks ago because I'm like, I can use him a few of the weeks going forward. So just kind of saying he's someone you might be able to use and not have to like pick up week to week.
Yeah.
I like it.
Very good.
I heard that.
Let's go on to our next quarterback then. You all good on Tua? You all set?
Yes, sir.
Y'all set?
Tagovailoa.
Y'all set? Let's play them Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill, I mean, he's an if to play, but I know he practiced in full today, so it's a good sign towards him playing. Last year, he kind of was a Falcon killer. He played them twice in 3 weeks. He had 230 yards passing, 2 rushing touchdowns in one of the games. I think it was a total of 3, and another 2 touchdowns again. Atlanta's kind of, with the unfortunate loss of Calvin Ridley, I think the Saints are a 7-point favorite at home. I don't know if Atlanta's going to do much. I think Taysom Hill's a nice kind of quality start with the rushing. You've seen him in the red zone with the rushing upside and just the rushing floor he has. So, I like him as kind of a safe, kind of plug and play start him this week.
Yeah, I like it. Taysom Hill rushing upside. Yeah, if he's able to play.
Yeah, he's kind of like T.Y. Hilton does against the Texans. He's
Right.
like that with the Falcons. He's like death.
Yeah, it is funny. It is crazy. Jameis Winston is. Yeah.
Did you see the video where he was like dancing on his crutches
Jameis,
after the game?
Did you see the one guy, the defensive, the DB who when he got that pick six, but then they called it back. Before they called it back, he went up to the camera and he was like this. He's eating the W.
Jameis.
Not on the Saints.
Probably be a fun guy to go out with.
Yeah. Let's go on to our next one here for the quarterback position. We got Trevor Lawrence. Is this a start that man?
Nah, I'm going to sit that boy.
Yeah, you better sit that boy, dude, because that's a little boy. You don't play him.
Yeah, I'm not starting Trevor Lawrence this week. He's just been, obviously he's a rookie, but I think there was a lot more hopes and expectations for a guy like Trevor Lawrence coming out of Clemson this year. They had some weapons. Obviously DJ Chark goes down, but, you have Marvin Jones there. You have Laviska Shenault. But for whatever reason, they're just not utilizing him for what it's worth. I mean, he had 3 touchdowns in week 1 against the Houston Texans, but after that, he hasn't had more than 1 passing touchdown in any single game since then. So a tough matchup on the road against they're going to be at home. Sorry. They're going to be at home against the Buffalo Bills, but the Bills defense, one of the best defenses in the NFL right now. So, yeah, I just wouldn't trust Trevor Lawrence if I had to.
Yeah, I wanted to start him last week, but that was just he had some decent production in the previous 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, so I'm with you on there. It's getting that part of the season where I'm not trusting and I'm not taking a risk on some of these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next one here, eh?
Hey, okay.
On the next one here for
Okay.
sit that boy.
Maddie,
Is this your sit or no?
sit that boy.
Yeah, you're gonna sit that boy.
You kind of see what the offense is. What the offense was last week without, it's kind of, I don't want to say this is kind of an obvious sit, but even down to like a 2-quarterback league without Calvin Ridley, I'm not really starting, even considering Matt Ryan at all. And then the New Orleans Saints it's one of the toughest matchups. I think they're ranking at the bottom 5 for defense. So Matt Ryan out.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on Matt Ryan. I'm only playing him leagues where I really, really have to, and those leagues are not doing that well for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Dolphinitely. You see people in the comments putting that? Dolphinitely.
Nice.
Let's go on to the next one here. We got Jimmy Garrapolo. Jimmy, this might be an obvious one to some people, but,
Kind of. You get people that, I think the point I want to make is the point chasing. You get people who point chase sometimes. He comes back. He had, I think it was 4 total touchdowns last week, right? Best game of the season. I'm not going to chase that point total against the Arizona Cardinals, who have given up the fewest points to quarterbacks. I believe it's over a 5-week stretch. So, you saw the box score. You see the 4 touchdowns, and just don't chase those points. This is a very, very tough matchup, and just kind of try. The reason I brought him up is the point of don't chase that last game. He's going up a very tough matchup against the Cardinals. Some people might be thinking, oh, well, it could be a shootout. It's the Cardinals, Kyler Murray. Not the case.
yeah, it's pretty gross. It is a division game, but I'm with you on that. Niners have been not too impressive. Except for the running game.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to
Shut up, Colin. They need to subscribe right here. Daddy was talking. Shut up, Colin. Listen, if you like that video, there's plenty more where that came from. Bang, 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 bang. Somewhere around here, maybe over there. But if you want to go check out the full episode, you can do it link down in the description below, the full audio podcast. Now, if you want to support the channel, go ahead, subscribe, and also go check out Underdog Fantasy. If you use promo code AVG right now with Underdog Fantasy for their DFS app, you can get up to $100 matching your first deposit. So if you put $50 in, they'll match $50. If you put $100 in, they'll match $100. That's a lot of monies. It's really good monies. Take advantage of it. Use promo code AVG right meow. And Colin, don't ever show up on my channel ever again, okay? Or else Daddy's gonna be angry.